The Tulalip Tribes is dedicated to improving our ancestral lands and waters throughout the region. Known as the Salmon People, with a deep commitment to living out the teachings of our ancestors, we continue to build a stronger future for everyone. One Tulalip elder has spent his entire life living out these ancestral teachings. Don Penoke has made a career out of giving back to our local communities. With more than 40 years serving between the Tulalip Board of Directors and the Marysville School Board, he has worked tirelessly to build a strong future for our youth. His dedication and support of youth sports was a driving force for the creation of the Tulalip Boys and Girls Club. Join us today as we sit down with Don Hatch and learn more about his life as a leader and a voice for our youth. Welcome to Hibulb Conversations. I'm Mytyl Hernandez, and we're here with Don Hatch. We had Penoke here for an earlier show, and he had so much information for us, we decided to keep him around to do a second segment. Welcome back, Penoke.
Thank you.
I'd like to talk about your time on the school board.
You know, it was really tremendous being on the school board because you get to help the children, whether it was in education or sports or any health incident that need to be done. And I felt it was then we had as a tribe had a voice into what was happening, and I think that we need it as a tribe because we got a largest percentage of minorities in the school district that we have a chance to have a voice in there to be able to talk on some issues that are there. And I really enjoyed it for the 16 years because one thing about it, I felt that every one of the 16,000 or 11,000 students in the Marysville School District were mine, that I had to take care of them all and make sure they're all safe. Because that's what I always said at the school board level, that safety is the first issue, then everything else comes into play after that. And it was really tremendous to be on the board, and the accomplishment by a lot of our kids was very important, and I felt that it was really needed to have a voice in there, and I think that this coming election is the same way, and I think we need to have another person in there from the Tulalip community.
What year did you run for the school board?
It was in 1989.
And what prompted you to run?
Maureen Hoban talked to me and asked me what I thought about running for the school board. And she worked for the tribe in education, and she talked me into it and says, well, what do you do? I says, well, if you help me be the treasurer and take care of all the things that need to be done, then I'll do that. So, because it takes quite a bit to be able to get somebody to help you and do all the things you're doing. And Maureen's the one that pushed me into this thing, and it was interesting. The campaign was really interesting.
What challenges were our youth facing at that time?
A lot of them were just facing, the problem of getting to school on time. Some of them, and the treatment they were having in the school, and by some of the, whether it was upper administration or it was some of the kids that were in the school with them. It wasn't the Indian children that were doing it to them. It was the non-Indian. So sometimes it was rough, and it was rough to be able to support what was happening there and try to make sure that everybody had an even shake in there. That's all 11,000 students were safe in there, and that was the biggest ticket issue. The safety was the biggest one. And I think that we just had to make sure that the Indian children felt comfortable and safe in there, and that was one of the biggest issues first.
Did you notice a lot of the same things happening from your time at Marysville School District to when you came back on the school board?
You mean when I went to school in Marysville? Oh, there's a lot more things happen, a lot more positive things that happen, because a lot of things that happened to me when I was in school and didn't happen to the kids when I got to school. When I got there on the school board, I never seen any of that or seen any of it when one of my four children graduated at Marysville Bilchuk High School. But there was a lot of things that happened when I went to school that was really negative, and they got away with it all the time, and everything was it was really bad. It was really bad. But one thing about it, I didn't tell anybody, any of my children, about what happened to me in school until they were in their 30s, so they didn't carry it into their time while they were in school.
What are some of the challenges for Indian youth to do well in public schools?
Well, sometimes I think that they have to do a lot more to be successful in school. I looked at my son when he played ball. And he graduated in '78, and you had to be a lot better than the average player out there. Otherwise, you couldn't get on the team, or you couldn't do this, or you couldn't do that. You had to be better in school than a non-Indian. So it was really rough for the kids to really survive sometimes, and that's where we end up with a school at Heritage here right now on account of things that went sideways. You know, we used to have Project Salmon, and then we moved up to this here program here at Heritage now, and a lot of them moved there on account of some of the things they couldn't cope with in the regular public school.
How can we encourage parents to get more involved in their children's education?
Well, we do at their lower age. We do that at the preschool. We do that at the daycare. We do that at the elementary school. We get to a lot of the parents, but it seems like after we get past the elementary school, we kind of forget them, you know, and we just need to be able to encourage them to be part of it. And it's really rough sometimes when we get single parents too. But that's a tough part when they're working, and it's hard to say, well, Johnny, you got to take your son to this here, and he's out working and he can't make it. So it's really rough for a single parent to be able to bring their child to school and talk. But we just have to encourage the parents to be more involved. And I think all of us together can make it happen. But the tribe has to be involved in suggestions. But the whole community has to stand up and say, we want to make this happen. We want to make this happen. Not somebody else. The tribe wanted to make it. The tribal council and the staff and the community make it happen. Then we can get this thing moving. But we got to find a remedy, what kind of pill we need for that one. I don't know what it is, but I think we need to do it, but together, because each one of us in the reservation can have suggestions, but we just have to do it together as a family, big family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Hibulb Conversations. Welcome back to Hibulb Conversations. We're here with Penoke. We're going to talk about volunteering. You've spent most of your life volunteering in many ways, including as a coach, right? What year or how old were you when you started volunteering to coach?
I did volunteering when I was 22 years old. I started coaching adult hardball. I was the first one to bring adult hardball back into play. And it was really interesting because I went to the board and asked them for some money to start a baseball team, hardball team. And I went and asked the board if we can get some money, and they said, well, we'll give you $100. $100. Believe it or not, $100 went a long ways then.
What year was that?
That was, I think it was 1962.
Okay, that's a lot of money.
And it went a long ways. I can't believe how we bought uniforms and and socks, and we cut out the tees, the red tee, then we had a white red hat, and we cut the tees out and sewed them on, and we just, I mean, it wasn't as fancy, it was like really but it was there. I mean, we just looked the same as everybody else did because everybody didn't have fancy uniforms those days, but we got that from the tribe. And anytime, and believe it or not, I'd go to the tribe and say, what can we get? Can we make some money doing something? And there would be slides over at Mission Beach and some of the land over there on the side there, and they say, well, if you go over there and dig part of that out, so we'd get the ball team, we'd go over there and we'd dig part of the dirt and pull it out of there, and make some money out of it, make some money for the tribe. So we'd be doing a job for them, but yet we'd get some money for the team for that, and it really worked out tremendously.
So you were fundraising.
Oh, we're fundraising. Oh, yes, and we did a lot of things, really positive. But Then after about 2.5 years, 3 years later, I run a Little League team.
Okay.
I started Little League out there, and that's when the tribe paid for all the uniforms. They did everything, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I didn't play too much baseball then because I says the priorities are my kids. And I had baseball and I had basketball for the kids. Okay. And I did a lot of things. And so if I had to look back at it, it's almost over 50 years of working with children.
Wow.
I'd do it over again. But one thing I'd do a better job next time because I know more thing about it.
You knew now.
But it's, but it was a lot of fun working with the children. I just can't say enough. There's so many children. And it wasn't a family probably out here that I didn't, one of their children wasn't involved. Yeah, whether we was out here, then we went and started playing Little League in Marysville. And it was really involved. In fact, I tried to join the Marysville Little League and they says, well, we ain't gonna let you play as all Indians. We got to divide you up in 3 teams. So half of my team was non-Indians, the other half were Indians. I got Bobby Moses to take one team. I got Hank Williams to take the other team, and I took the 3rd team, and we went in there and we played in Marysville Little League program. But it was really tremendous but they wouldn't let us play as just an Indian team. They wouldn't let us do that, so we did it there, and it was a lot of fun. And then all the kids start playing, Little League, then Pony League, then Colt League, and it was just all the kids playing and having fun and playing basketball. So I got involved in the Junior Athletic Association in Marysville and made sure that our kids had a better chance to play ball and get on different teams. And because being vice president for about 15 years of that program, and one thing about it, while I was vice president of that program, my wife ran all the last league programs for about 5 years in Marysville.
Okay.
All the last league programs.
Wow.
When she passed away, we never gave her any credit for any of that stuff, but she coached, she did a lot of stuff. She did things with all the kids and just had a lot of fun with all of them. Yeah.
So you coached boys baseball and basketball?
Boys baseball and basketball, and I did some football. I coached some football as well, Little League, and had a lot of fun doing it all. And I just, when I didn't have a game to coach, I was going around looking for places where I could umpire, umpire, referee. I just had a lot of fun doing it. I mean, it's just interesting. It just was in my blood. I wanted to do it. And that's how I got involved with Boys and Girls Club. I volunteered over the Boys and Girls Club in some of their baseball tournaments and basketball tournaments over there, and I got involved pretty heavy over there too as well.
Why was coaching so important to you?
Well, I looked at the children, the need, because nobody was helping them. A lot of times when we had an old surplus bus, the tribe bought a surplus bus. It was a gray surplus bus, a Navy bus, and I was picking up kids and doing a lot of things with them, and nobody do it for them. You know, I had a boxing team. And that's another thing. I had a boxing team, and I says, "How do you learn how to box?" I said, "I watched it on TV. You know, watched on channel or on Wednesday night fights and Friday night fights, and I used to watch but I had different ones helping me. You know, Billy Gannier helped me, and as well as what's his name, Henry, Pete Henry helped me, and we just did a lot of things. You know, the ones I didn't know, I got somebody that really knew what they were doing out there a lot more than I did, and we just had a lot of kids boxing, a lot of kids playing in sports and doing a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And that was a reward for me to see the kids have fun. Oh, geez, it's tremendous. I'd do it again.
Yep. How can we encourage others to volunteer?
Well, that's one of the things I have a problem with right now is if I was younger, I'd like to be able to do some of the umpiring, refereeing, coaching out here. I just wish that some of them that got help when they were young look in the mirror and sometimes and say, well, I had help when I was young, and this is where I got now. This is where I'm at right now, and I need to go out there and do a little bit. You don't have to volunteer a lot. Just if you can volunteer keeping a scorebook or just blowing the whistle and, you know, just a little bit of out there and just helping out is really tremendous because our kids need a lot more help. We talk about taking care of our kids and hopefully make them adults later on and elders later on. we have to help them so they don't go down the wrong path.
Right.
Because a lot of kids will go down the wrong path if we don't start supporting them in a lot of things they do. Because the biggest thing is when they get home from school, the biggest ticket issue is about 3:30 to 6 o'clock is a tough part for the kids because they don't know what to do. If nobody's helping them, then nobody's going to help them. So we just need to have more help at the Boys and Girls Club to be able to get support because they're overworked on. Some of the staff is really overworked on the Boys and Girls Club. We need to put our right foot forward and be able to make it happen. But it doesn't have to be just guys. It could be gals too because we see that and we need that. We need ladies as well as the guys to be able to help. And if you need a little training, we could do that too to be able to make it happen. Because coaching's easy and we just go out and have fun. And if anybody takes coaching serious, then we got a big problem. So we just want to go out there and have fun because we can't all laugh at each other. We all got problems, because I made mistakes as well as anybody else is when I coached, and we just get done and shake hands, give each other a hug, and just be on the way and have fun.
Yep. Because of all of your passion about youth sports and our youth period, you were a huge supporter and driving force for our own Tulalip Boys and Girls Club. Can you tell us how that came about?
Well, one of the things I did is I went and met Terry Freeman over there at the Boys and Girls Club in Everett. And I went over there, brought a team over there, and he talked me into helping a lot over there, helping by volunteering, umpiring, refereeing, and doing different things. So I went over there and helped him a lot. Then he become involved more with Bill Scalise on whether we want to start one out here. And we got it started, I think it was in about 97, something like that, 1997. But to be able to get it going was really tough. We started at the Tulalip Elementary School and wanted to make sure that, we get some things going there before we really got a building. So we had it at the elementary school, and that's where part of it started. And we gained some momentum by going back to Washington, D.C. and knocking on the doors and begging for money, and we did come back with some money from Washington, D.C. and there's and the tribe really stepped up, and I'm saying right now I can't thank the tribe enough for the effort that they put in. The board puts in for helped successful with this Boys and Girls Club out here. And the journey that they're on right now, because we couldn't do it without the tribe's help with budget-wise to make it successful. But the tribe, and how much money is in there, they're getting the best bang for their buck out of all these kids that are involved at the Boys and Girls Club, because you have over 200 kids coming every day, and so you have over 1,000 kids that are enrolled in there. And it's just tremendous how much kids are involved and how much food they get. There's just so much. But we need some volunteers to be able to help and assist, whether it's helping with the food or whatever it is, just to help coaching, umpiring, refereeing, scorekeeping. Because I seen the athletic director down there, and I felt really bad that he had to have his son do the refereeing as well as his younger son keep the score clock. Then he's over there running the games, and he's half the coach too as well.
Running
around, and he's trying to make sure all the games are going the way they should be, but he's coaching too. And to me it's not fair, and have it the same way in football. On a football field, he's doing that. And I think we as a community should think about, can't we step forward and just give a little volunteer some of our time and a thing, and not worry about who's going to give me what for what. Just go out there and help our people, because we've got so many things that are happening in our life, these young people, that if we get them on the right step, they could do a good job and grow up, end up be elders and not lose their life as a youngster, young adults. And we lost a lot of people, whether it was in suicide and drug abuse. So we got to think about that in our community. But it takes all of us together. It takes a village to raise one child. So let's be part of the village. Let's be part of the village to make this thing successful and to be able to help our people survive.
Well, it seems that the tribe recognized all of your work that you did coaching and volunteering and be an advocate for our youth. When we opened the new youth center, they named it after you.
Yes.
Yep. What was it like when you heard that news?
Well, it's really tough, because I watched my son, who has passed on, to be able to push for that. Him and my daughter, and it's kind of one that, why did you get it and everything, and I just feel the years and years I did, and I feel, I wasn't out there to look for a name on the building for all the work I did. I just wanted to do what I could do to help. But it feels really good that I could have something, and I just feel great, that it's that way, because, all the things that's happening in the community and everything positive in the building, it makes me feel good too. That's what I want, more things positive for the kids. And we could look at, and what do I get,
Right.
And I want to make sure that the kids get things first, because they need it. We got to help them grow up first.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What year did you finally retire from working and coaching and volunteering?
Well, last time I think it was probably about, what game? I did a national tournament for Harold Joseph. I went there to watch a ball game, the championship game, and I haven't refereed for about 3 years. And I'm sitting there watching, good seat in the game, and he says, can you come and referee this game with us, guys? I said, well, you're not going to see me running up the floor too much, but I'll do it. And I think that was about 5 years ago. And he said, yeah. I says, what do you want for it? I said, just give me one of your sweatshirts. That's all I need.
Yeah.
And I did that championship game. And I did it as hard as I could and everything. And I had a lot of fun. And that was the last game I did on the floor. And it's done. It's done. But I wished I was, I don't want to wish my life back, because, and I always think of that, but I wish I could do more coaching and refereeing and umpiring, because the kids need it.
Yeah.
And it just hurts me to watch our people walking by, and not doing anything. It hurts.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes. What else have you been doing since retirement?
Well, trying to help and try to keep myself healthy, and it's pretty tough. It's really tough. Everybody says, probably that I know you're blind when you was a referee, and now I know you, and I'm having problems with my eyes now. They could probably say, yeah, see, we knew you was blind already, But, just trying to keep healthy. And I'll tell you, it's tough. I got, a lot of things wrong with me health-wise, and all of it's on hold, and that's all I could do, and I'm praying to God that I could stay around for a while. But one thing about it, the only thing that's keeping me here is God. God is helping me. I pray to Him at my altar every morning, and if it wasn't for the Lord, I couldn't be here. And I always thank Him for everything He gives me, because He gives me my health. He gave me a chance to wake up this morning, and that's what I say every morning. Thank you, Lord, for letting me wake up this morning. Yep. Because I could have just been gone. And that's part of it. And I want to thank all of you here for all the things you guys do for our people too as well, because sometimes nobody thanks you guys for all the things you guys do as well.
Well, thank you.
And that's very important to me.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here with us today, Penoke. Thank you for sharing your life. I've had a lot of fun sitting with you. So thank you for that.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Hibulb Conversations. I'm Mytyl Hernandez. Until next time.